The builder pattern is like following a recipe to make a complex dish. Instead of making the dish all at once, you follow the steps one by one, like preparing ingredients, cooking, and then serving. In programming, the builder pattern breaks down the creation of a complicated object into smaller steps, so you can easily change or customize each step. This way, you can use the same recipe or process to create different variations of the dish or object without changing the overall method. So this is the example we will be creating in this tutorial. The builder pattern will be populating this list with different types of books, default book list or a custom book list. So this is the tutorial for today. Within your SwiftUI project, create a new struct called books. Select Swift file, click on next. Type in books. Next thing to do is to create the actual struct, books, identifiable, I spelled it incorrectly, identifiable. So the struct for the books will include an ID, UID, which is always unique, var name, string, author, which is string, image name, string, var price, which is string. So now our books struct is complete. The next thing we need to do is to create our book list class. So create a new Swift file. Save the file as book list. Then enter the following. Import SwiftUI. Import observation at observable class book list var data books. The next thing we need to do is to create our initializer int init data open bracket books close bracket, so the initializer will be accepting an array of books. And then each time when the data changes, the updated data will be observed and published to the content view. That's why we're using observable on line 12. So the next thing we need to do is create a new method, static function, default book list, which will return a book list object. Which is an array of books. Return book list builder. The book list builder class doesn't exist as yet, so we'll create it later. The next thing we need to do is to add our attributes for the book onto our add book method. Dot add book, open bracket, name. So that doesn't exist neither, so I think the best thing to do is to create our book list class first. So let's create another class named book list builder. Book list builder. And now let's implement that class book list builder, private var data books. So it creates a new empty array of books. Function add book. This is the function that we needed in the previous class, but it didn't exist at that time. String author string image name string and price string, and this will return a book list builder object. The next thing we need to do is to create an instance of the books. Let book equals books, and use the following parameters, which are name, author, image name, and price. Data dot append book. So we add the new object to the books collection, to the books array, and then we just return self, which is returning a book list builder. And then now we can go back to our book list and then implement the following. So that should be add books and provide the parameters that's needed. So the books, that includes To Kill a Mockingbird, author, Harper Lee, image name, I just call it book 1, and the price £12.99 or £12.99. And then for our next book is Pride and Prejudice. And we're using similar book names that we used in the previous tutorial. Author, and the image name, book 2, price £9.99. Then we just enter our other 2 books that we need, which includes author, the book, book 3, price $14.99, and then the final book, Yahuwah Bible, and the image name for the book is book 4, the author, Daniel W. Merrick, So the next thing we need to do, we need to return to our book list builder class, because we need to add the build method. The purpose of the build method is to add the books to the builder. And also to initialize the books as well onto the builder. So let's navigate back to the book list builder class and then add our build method. Function build. Book list. Return book list data. So what that does, it creates and returns an instance of the book list initialized with the data array. We also need another method, so let's implement it whilst we're still in the book list builder class. The next method that we need is called reset, and the purpose of this method is to reset the array to remove all the elements from the builder, book list builder, data dot removal, and then return cell. Now we can return to our book list, and then within our book list we need to call the build method to create an instance of the book list with the added books. So we need to type in .build. Now let's compile it. Just compiling at the moment. It's compiled. So the next method we need to create is the custom book list method. So we create that method after line 34. Static function, func custom book list book list. Now, as we've done previously, we need to return an instance of the book list builder and chain the method calls to add books and the reset builder and to add more books to the builder. So that's what we'll do now. Book list builder dot add book. If you want to, you can just add any book that you want. Image name is blank because at the moment there's no book for that one. There's no image for that book at the moment. The price $10.99. Add another book onto the builder. Brave New World. Author. Image name, just make it blank. Something's happened to the recording. Something's happened to the OBS, so let me check it. Oh, there it is. The price is $11.99. And then we will call .reset. And the purpose of adding .reset there is just to show how the builder works. So with .reset, all the books within the builder will be removed. So all of these books will be removed. So we just want to add one book to the builder, which will be this one, which is Fahrenheit 451, author, there's no book, so just leave it blank, and the price, £13.99. And now to add this book on lines 47 to the builder, we will just type in the following, which is .build. As you can see, if I look at the definition, .build, it creates and returns an instance of the book list which has been initialized with the data array, which is here. That colon, we can delete that. So now let's compile it to make sure it's compilable. In the next tutorial, we will implement the content view. So the content view uses the builder object and then is then populated with all the books onto the content view using a list. So that's for next tutorial. Thank you for joining us. If you found this tutorial helpful, please comment, like and subscribe. See you next week.